He was flying higher than every bird in the sky, and yet he felt himself dying, something no one ever talks about. People celebrate the eagle as the symbol of power, strength, and dominance, but they never see the moment when even the king of the sky reaches a point where he can no longer fly. And today's story isn't just about an eagle. It's about every human being who reaches a moment in life where continuing feels harder than quitting. Because at the age of 40, something shocking happens to the eagle, something that looks like the end, but is actually the greatest rebirth story nature has ever written. And if you're listening right now, maybe this story is going to speak to a part of you that has stayed quiet for too long. For 40 long years, the eagle rules the sky with unmatched wings, a sharp beak, and a powerful vision. But age eventually catches everyone. Slowly, he feels weight building on his wings. His feathers become thick and heavy. His once razor-sharp beak curves inward. His claws lose their strength, and one day in midair, he realizes something terrifying. I can't fly the way I used to. He tries harder, pushing his wings with whatever strength is left, but the sky he once owned now feels too heavy. And he begins to fall, not fast but slowly, inch by inch, as if life itself is pulling him down. That's when the truth hits him. If he continues like this, he will die soon. And instead of giving up, instead of accepting death, the eagle decides to do what almost no creature on earth dares to do. He chooses pain in order to be reborn. He flies one last time, not to hunt or rule, but to reach the highest and hardest mountain he can find, a place where no predator can disturb him and transformation can begin. When he lands, the sky behind him looks like a fading memory, and he stands on a lonely cliff, breathing heavily, knowing this is the beginning of the most brutal chapter of his life. First, he slams his old beak against the rock again and again until the curved, useless beak breaks off completely. The pain is unimaginable, but he doesn't stop, because sometimes you have to destroy a part of yourself that can no longer help you become who you are meant to be. Bleeding and shaking, he waits for days until a new beak grows, sharper, stronger, deadlier. As soon as it returns, he starts the second phase. He grabs his old, weak claws and tears them out one by one. Imagine having the courage to rip out your own weaknesses, knowing you will cry, bleed, and break, but transform in the process. Weeks pass, and new claws grow stronger than ever. Then comes the final step, the part no one forgets. The eagle begins plucking his own feathers, not with anger or frustration, but with the understanding that the feathers that helped him fly in the past cannot take him where he needs to go next. Many people never rise again because they're too afraid to remove what is familiar, even when it's holding them down. But the eagle keeps going, feather after feather, pain after pain, until he is bare, wounded, and unrecognizable. He stays on that mountain for 150 days, alone, silent, healing in the violence of transformation. And then, one morning, something beautiful happens. He stands up with new feathers shining in the sunlight, powerful claws gripping the earth, and a new beak glowing like a weapon forged in fire. He jumps, and for the first time in a long time, he feels something he thought he had lost forever: freedom. He rises higher, stronger, faster, reborn not because life was kind, but because he chose the painful path of rebuilding himself. And maybe that's where you are right now. Maybe life has made your wings heavy. Maybe your past has curved your beak inward. Maybe your claws feel too weak to hold on to anything. And maybe you feel like giving up. But your story isn't ending. You are in your mountain phase, the part where things hurt, the part where you feel alone. The part where you break old pieces of yourself not because you're weak, but because you're preparing for rebirth. Transformation isn't pretty. It's bloody, painful, silent, and lonely, but real. Every time you let go of someone who hurt you, that's a feather removed. Every time you break an old habit, that's a claw replaced. Every time you face your fear, that's your beak growing sharper. You are not failing. You are transforming. And one day, sooner than you think, you will rise again. Higher, stronger, untouchable. When people see your comeback, they will call it luck or destiny. But you'll know the truth. It wasn't luck or destiny. It was your courage to face the mountain, your bravery to choose pain over comfort, and your refusal to give up when breaking felt easier. You are not at the end of your story. You are simply at the mountain, and your rebirth is on its way. And when you rise, the world will look up, just like it does for the eagle.